heavenly and holy Queen. Mary's the mother of the world, and she's the mother of everything. Mary's the mother of the earth, to see the sun and moon and stars. Mary's the mother of the world, and she's the essence of who you are. Hail to Mary, to the heavenly and the holy Queen, celestial mother of everything. In her name we call the kingdom of the sun, the moon, and the stars. She is the light of all heaven and the why and the reason of who we are.
Hello, lovely people. It is such a beautiful day here at the meeting place of heaven and earth. Mount Shasta there behind me in the distance. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping. God and Goddess, thank you so much for this beautiful day and for all the lovely beings that surround us in the woods. Thank you so much for the beauty that surrounds us and all the blessings that you continue to give us. Thank you so much for the gift of salvation and your continued guidance and the hands of mercy that you place in our lives. Thank you for allowing us to be hands and feet of mercy as well and leading our path. Help us to be loving and kind and plant seeds of truth with compassion and grace. Help us to make this world a garden paradise once more. In the name of Elohim, I pray. Amen. Today on the Nasarean calendar, it is, well, the day before Sabbath. It is Mother Earth Day, and here on our screen is the midday peace contemplation. Our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent, send to all your angel of peace. To the kingdom of the earthly mother, send your angel of joy. Absolutely. Send all the joy to all of the lovely beings, especially to counteract all of the suffering that is going on. Thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to continue reading from the Holy Megillah, the Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way, translated by Dave Greenleaf and available at essene.org. We are in the Holy Godspell. We just started it, and the Holy Godspell is the New Testament, if you will, of our Bible here. And yesterday we read about the childhood of Miriam. We read some really cool stories of her. Wow, I just love how wise she was. And when she was, interacting with the boy with the lizards, and she wasn't afraid of him, even though he was bigger than her. She was impressive with Zion, even from a young age. Really, really cool stories. So today we're going to be reading the Postscripts of the childhood of Miriam. There are a handful of them that we're just going to read all of them today. Hey, Bob. Bob says another sunny day across Cascadia to include Vancouver, BC. Awesome. Glad that you're getting some sun up there. It's really nice here in Mount Shasta. Yeah, I'm getting so warm. I'm taking off my shirt. So, without further ado, we're going to be reading chapter 9, the first postscript to the childhood of Miriam, being 7 Precepts of Zibiah the Herbalist. Lo, here follows the 7 Precepts of Zibiah the Herbalist, as remembered and taught by Miriam, daughter of Zemira and Zibiah. The first precept: the proper position of the Nasarean herbalist. The proper position of the Nasarean herbalist is on her knees, inwardly, if not outwardly, in perpetual prayer and praise. The second precept: the herbs of nature are a gift of Elohim unto the children of this garden. The third precept: for each ailment of the human body, there is a correlating herb that will cure or improve the condition. 4. The first of the 3 requirements to know the proper use of herbs is to maintain the position described in the first precept. The second requirement is to feel the inner call to this ministry. The third requirement is to study herbs with the best teachers. I know I got some brothers and sisters out there that are watching that aspire to be master herbalists. The fifth precept, herbalism within Yisrael is taught to initiates of the tribe of healers, which is Shevet Raphaim. Even so, the basics are taught to all Nasareans. The sixth precept, Nasarean herbalism is part of the golden path of healing, taught by Shevet Raphaim. It is most effective when combined with the other therapies of the golden path. And the seventh precept, it is not enough to harvest and use herbs. Lo, the Nasarean herbalist also plants herbs. In this way, oops. Don't know how that got out of order. Sorry about that. It is not enough to harvest and use herbs. Lo, the Nasarean herbalist also plants herbs. In this way, the herbalist gives back to the plants and thus experiences enhanced spiritual well-being and increased spiritual power. Only then does the herbalist wield natural magic. The next chapter, chapter 10, the second postscript to the childhood of Miriam, being a song of Zemira. Here follows a song of Zemira as taught by Miriam, daughter of Zibiah and Zemira, to Jalil. It's called Dance of the Hummingbird. Sweet epitome of grace, sweet movement in bliss, sweet bird of the garden, sweet flight of delight. The hummingbird dances, people, so can we. The hummingbird dances, people, so can we. The hummingbird dances because she lives free. People, to be happy, we must also be free. Dance, sister hummingbird, your dance sets us free. Your dance inspires us to dance that we may be free. Free like the hummingbird, we want to be free. Free like the hummingbird, we want to be free. Dance, sister hummingbird, your dance sets us free. We now throw the chains off, till like you, we too dance free. Yea, till like you, we too dance free. Oppressors of freedom, every oppressor will fall. The hummingbird knows the secret, and now so do I. Oppressors of freedom, every oppressor will fall. The hummingbird knows the secret, and now so do I. New Babylon will fall. New Babylon will fall. In every nation, every Babylon will fall. Within me and around me, every Babylon will fall. The hummingbird dances, people, so can we. The hummingbird dances, people, so can we. The hummingbird dances because she lives free. People, to be happy, we must also be free. Dance, sister hummingbird, your dance sets us free. Your dance inspires us to dance that we may be free. Free like the hummingbird, we want to be free. Dance, sister, free like the hummingbird, we want to be free. Dance, sister hummingbird, your dance sets us free. We now throw the chains off, till like you, we too dance free. Yea, like you, we too dance free. It would be interesting to have heard him because, as we read before, he had an amazing voice and was an amazing harp player. Oh, cool. Felix says the hummingbird is native to the Americas. I personally don't know where the hummingbirds are native to or anything about their history, but I do know that a lot of creatures and beings have been shifted around, and we've, you know, beings from old Eden that do not come around any longer. So yeah, the next chapter is called Third Postscript to the Childhood of Miriam, being the testimony of Maor, the last entry to his journal. Remember, he was charged with being one of the lions that was protecting or watching over Miriam. We read one of the last stories from in chapter 8, where he was sitting by a dock and she went out to the fisherman and was saying, "Hey, did you have a good day?" Or, you know, "Did you catch any fish?" And if he said yes, she said, "Sorry that you had a bad day." And if he said no, then she said, "Yay, it sounds like you had a good day." So that is who we are going to be reading about, Maor. I, Yaziel, disciple of Maor, on the morning after the martyrdom of Maor, was given his few possessions that had survived the fire that burned most of the village of Eden, the Nasarean settlement in Cush. If you remember that, the last story from that chapter was when Maor and Bar Hesed and Miriam's father were killed in that, you know, tragic burning of Eden, where they were hunting down Miriam and trying to kill her. So, the morning after the martyrdom, his disciple was given his possessions. Lo, amongst those few possessions was one of priceless worth. That priceless possession is a scroll titled Sayings of a Lion, written by Maor. Priceless because it preserves the teachings of a very wise and courageous lion of Zion. Behold, the last portion of that scroll was written the day before his martyrdom. It is titled The Testimony of Maor on the Coming of the Lady Christ. That portion of the scroll now follows. This is the testimony of Maor, a lion of Zion, given to the highest councils of Yisrael, now and forever. She has come. The glorious soul of Jannah has come into flesh on earth. She comes in the beautiful ebony flesh of an Ethiopian girl child. This I know, for behold, I have seen her with my own eyes. Yea, I have touched her holy hand, and have served her as a guardian lion. Even as a child, her wisdom is that of the greatest sage, and her kindness is exceeded by none. Yea, her heart is without bound. Lo, I recognize the holy child Miriam to be the long-awaited incarnation of the Lady Jannah, the feminine Christ. And if the time comes that I may lay down my life for her, I will not hesitate. For the wondrous girl child who comes in the humble flesh of a daughter of man, Miriam, is Jannah the dove. Yea, and we are the work of her hand. Let all of Yisrael prepare to greet the lady. Let all praise her name. But do not only offer her praise, follow her saving way. Raise your hands high and give thanks for her coming. Swim in her joy, dance in her light, know her wisdom, and feel her love. She has come. Gather in her name. Serve her cause with bravery, even as you also serve her eternal spouse, the Lord Christ, who will walk by her side. Defend her sheep with your life, but do not kill, for lo, such is the way. Behold, the lions of Zion prefers death to killing. Let me read that again. Behold, the lion of Zion prefers death to killing, and for this reason, his death is only apparent, being in truth a doorway into a more abundant life. In your lack of fear, yea, and in your acts of bravery, you are truly beautiful, O Yisrael. Hey, David D, how's it going? David says he's constantly struggling to promote my lives. Aw, Facing a shadow ban. Well, thank you for promoting it, and thank you all for joining. I know that Facebook doesn't like us to connect, and YouTube, they try to hide things. But alas, here we are with chapter 12, the fourth postscript to the childhood of Miriam, being a teaching of Maor, as recorded by Yaziel. Behold, Maor was a brave lion of Zion. Yea, he was the bravest of the brave and the strongest of the strong. Many times Maor used Zion to defend the innocent from the harmful, often fighting several attackers at once. But he was not only a brave lion, Maor was also very wise. Here follows an account of Maor teaching two students different lessons simultaneously. Maor was visited by two lions of Zion from a distant land. They asked him to teach them about awareness. They expected Maor to make a long discourse explaining the many intricacies of awareness. But lo, Maor did not speak. Rather, he sat in silence with the two visitors for an entire day. Behold, this was not ordinary silence. It was not the mere absence of talk. This was the silence of Safa. I think I have. There we go. This was the silence of Zafa, the silence of inner gazing. Late in the evening, after sitting in silence all day with Maor, one of the visitors said to him, I traveled many miles to hear you speak on the topic of awareness, but you did not speak. Maor replied, I am awareness. The visiting lion now realized that Maor had been teaching awareness by demonstrating awareness. And that realization was true. However, it was also true that the other visiting lion did receive a discourse from Maor on awareness, though his companion was unaware of it. For behold, this second lion had perceived thought forms emanating from the crown of Maor, yea, and had been taught many profound lessons about awareness by those thought forms. Lo, these thought forms were like sunbeams from the crown of Maor, and one visiting lion could read them, but the other could not. For after some time outside of time, in the transcendental bliss of Zafa, in which he generated no thought forms, Maor was moved to emanate thought forms that could be perceived only by those with eyes to see. The first lion was unaware that this had occurred, though both lions had sat together with Maor at the time. Such is the truth about awareness. That truth is that there are various levels of awareness and that each being is at a particular level at any given moment. After the two lions departed, behold, a holy one of the Alephim appeared before Maor, saying, Peace is with you. I am Gwenjamin, but am called for short Gwen. You can see and hear me, but most men do not. For behold, only those who have attained a certain level of awareness can see and hear me. Maor replied, Even so, there are those above me who can see wonders that my eyes cannot yet perceive. Gwenjamin smiled and said, Wherefore the wise remain humble, yea, and in their humility are exalted in awareness, even as Maor. Gwenjamin's someone that we will be hearing some cool stories about later in this as well. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Glad that you could make it. We are about to start chapter 13, the fifth postscript to the childhood of Miriam, being the 7 teachings of Bar Hesed, the son of kindness. Love this guy. Number 1, be graceful all the time. Number 2, be brave all the time. Number 3, be a graceful warrior. Number 4, love like a dove, fight like a lamb, love like a dove, fight like a lion, and die in the lamb. You will know a greater life. Number 5 is, you know a greater life by serving life, for behold, that is the way of life. 6, life can be better than the fool imagines. It can also be worse. 7, the greater life is even greater than the best people imagine. The lowest life is even worse than the best imagine. The next chapter, chapter 14, 7 teachings of Yishrah, the grandmother of Zemira, martyred the night of the burning of New Eden. 1. Here we go. Yishrah means uprightness. Number 1. Wise grandmothers are not always right, but they usually are. Listen to your wise grandmothers. 2. Not all grandmothers are wise. Some young fools become old fools. 3. Age does not necessarily make you wise, but it can help. 4. Each wise grandmother was once a young woman who blossomed into a butterfly. Listen to the butterfly before she flies away. Love you, Grandma. It's a good day to reach out to everyone's grandma after reading these. 5. A wise grandmother deserves your emulation. Even an unwise grandmother deserves your love. 6. I say unto young women, live now so as to become a wise grandmother in your turn. 7. What better thing for a woman to become than a wise grandmother? Amen to that. All right, chapter 15. The 7 teachings of Metsodah, grandmother of Zibiah, martyred the night of the burning of New Eden. And Metsodah means stronghold or fortress. Number 1, the old who are at peace are blessed. Number 2, the old who let go of resentments are refreshed. 3, the old who embrace forgiveness are forgiven. Hello, bug. I don't want any friends. Ooh. Number 4, the old who help the young are valuable beyond compare. 5, the young who help the old are the best of their generation. 6, as your body ages, let your enthusiasm remain youthful. This is called the fountain of youth. And 7, blessed is the aged one who lives well while young. Definitely some good teachings in all of these postscripts, even to those of us who are young. Blessed is the aged one who lived well while young. Like, that's us right now, and living well is really important. So that actually, lovely people, takes us up to chapter 16, the childhood of Joshua, which we are going to read about tomorrow. So I'm really excited to bring that to you, and we'll continue reading through the Holy Godspell. Cool, I'm really excited about that. Many of you might know chapter 16, what we're about to read, has part of my favorite of the the teachings. I mean, there's so many good ones, but of course, the Star of Compassion, when Yahshua receives his pendant and gets the teachings on the star. And yeah, I just really, really love that, and can't wait to teach my own first kids about those first fruits, because like it says, what good is knowledge without that foundation of kindness? Because the head without the heart is a path that leads to hell. So cool. I hope that you all, thanks for your lovely blessings of wisdom. Bye. I hope that you all got some tidbits of wisdom from that. I hope that you're enjoying the readings of the Holy Megillah so far in general, and can see the difference between these teachings and, I mean, for a lot of us, what we grew up learning about, these characters that we grew up reading about, and even the way that we thought about God, so much has changed, at least for me, by reading this amazing text. I absolutely love it, and I'm really excited that I get to be involved with so many different projects regarding the dissemination of this, not only what I'm doing on my own and the inspiration that I have with all of those projects. That was weird. Um, Getting to be part of helping at the Mother Temple with the different projects that are going on there, and some of the stuff that I don't, it's not really public, so I'm not really gonna say, but I'm super excited about all the things that are coming. So tomorrow, like I said, I'll be reading the Childhood of Yahshua. Might be a little bit of a longer reading like yesterday, but I'm trying. I got a plan to read the Megillah. I kind of sectioned it out so that, like, yeah, I'm organized and getting ready to just get the whole thing to you, especially for those that don't have the text. For people that can translate my videos into other languages and hear what I'm saying in their tongue, so that they can actually hear the words of the Megillah. Like, I would love to find some contacts that speak other languages fluently, that are lovers of this holy book, that would potentially be willing to spend some time translating and helping with that, because realistically it needs to be in every language, it needs to be just free, and everyone needs to be able to have it, because it needs to change the world. And these are the teachings that'll do it. Like, can you imagine even just the kindness teachings, how much of a better world that we would have, let alone the knowledge of I am, we are, that the divine spark of Yah that is all of us, um the God and goddess, the divine feminine and masculine balance, the fact that God isn't a jealous, angry monster that demands you do something wrong and then go out and kill 10 chicken and a pig and a goat, and then maybe I'll think about forgiving you because I am God, right? It's like, what kind of crazy, how do we even fall for this in the first place, right? But you have to be trained from a young age, realistically, and just, yeah, yeah, really grateful to not be believing those things any longer, freed from those false beliefs. So, anyways, I am gonna jump off of here and get my stuff done for tomorrow. There's actually some karaoke going on in town tonight, which I might pop into. Last night was Ecstatic Day. On Thursday nights in Mount Shasta City Park, they do Ecstatic Dance, and there's different DJs that go in, and different things like that. And sometimes I like to pop in there and go and just dance a little bit, because it's really good to move around. It's really good for our mind, body, and soul, no matter how old you are, no matter what, if you're a male or a female. It doesn't matter. Dancing and expressing and moving and flowing is really good and healthy, and can be a very spiritually uplifting experience. It would be really cool. I mentioned yesterday to a friend that it would be cool if, when, I should say, when a space works out for my church slash vegan cafe slash spiritual bookstore. We could have not only yoga classes would be awesome, like a daily yoga class would be really cool, but also having a spiritual dance, like probably on a weekly basis, and having it be just a little bit more of an uplifting experience. Sometimes at ecstatic dance, people are just a little bit too worldly for my likings. I don't want to be involved, or like, I don't I'm cautious about what goes into my mind, and I don't want, like, I'm not trying to see people like, doing things, and just, I don't know. I would like it to be a expressive place without it being perverted or sexual, or whatever of these other things. And not to say that it's always like that at ecstatic dance, but sometimes it can be, and I just don't like that personally. I just want to be in high vibes, and I'm not against sex. I think sex is beautiful. I think that there's just time and place for it. And we already read about the Nasareans and how they would teach that profane sex is never okay, but then the two, to procreate or to have that completion with your partner. We're going to learn more about Miriam's teachings on Tantra. So there's going to be a lot more that is coming with that. Our religion doesn't demonize sex, because, I mean, the male and the female is literally what got us here. It's what is in all of creation all around us, right? That love that scripture that we're going to read later that I've already read, but Joshua says, like, split a log and there you'll find us. And look in the stars, and there we are. Our dance of love is through all of these different things. I know I butchered like that. It was just a paraphrasing, and it was rough, but that is the gist of it. That it's that divine dance is through everything. That's what started all of this. So it's not that sex is bad. It's just how we engage with it should be what's good or bad, right? And it should always be good. So that being said, I'm gonna jump off of here. We're gonna tomorrow at noon start and read about, pretty much it'll take us to let's actually see, just because I'm curious myself. And I'm planning to read probably up to the postscripts of Christ. So tomorrow we'll read the childhood, the reports on the wondrous child spreading, and an account of the sacred progression of children and elders. The Holy Family returns to Mount Carmel, and 12-year-old Joshua creates a disturbance outside the Aaronite temple in Jerusalem. So really cool. I love these kids. Like, they're just so full of light, and obviously that should be expected when you're 7 generations deep in the Immaculate Conception. Your kid is like, hey, make sure that your child doesn't blind anyone, right? Like, don't let her get too excited until she's able to control that. But yeah, just their wisdom, and even at young ages that they're confronting adults or other children, and having that spiritual authority and power already as young children. Like, I'm so excited. The good book says even parents in our situation that have not come from purified bloodlines, we can start the Immaculate Conception in our own families. New family traditions start with you. I've said that for so many years. I love that, because we don't have to keep going the way that everything has always gone. We don't have to keep doing things the way that they've always been done. It's really important to be aware and be ever growing and trying to change to become better and more informed. And that expansion of existence, consciousness, and bliss is getting more light. And as we get more light and we live up to it, more light is given to us. So it's constant learning, right? And yeah, so even us, as fallen as our families have become in this corrupted world, we can have first generation Immaculate Conception babies that are going to just blow the lid off this place and make this world so awesome. Can't wait for that. So tomorrow, yes, we'll talk about the birth of Christ, and I hope that you will join me. Have a wonderful day. May God and the Goddess bless you.